My name is Peter Okwara. I'm part of EOS Nairobi. I'm a senior developer at EOS Nairobi. So that means I do code for EOS and EOS Nairobi, and I also do developer relations. That means, yes, going to these developer communities and also the developer conferences and trying to give demos on EOS to onboard at least people on EOS blockchain. EOS, the best way I could explain it is just a platform for creating decentralized applications and smart contracts. I'll say decentralized applications meaning that your application is running across several servers at the same time. It's not running on one centralized server. So in case someone tries to take it down, it's still alive. The reason why I champion EOS basically is because they have really fast transaction speed. Like for example, see in Bitcoin you have around 8 transactions per second. Ethereum you have around 13 transactions per second. EOS you had an all-time high of 3,998 transactions per second. So it makes sense, like if I'm going to a shop, let's say I'm buying coffee, I'll pay over EOS because the transaction will be like instant. I've tried working with Bitcoin, and developing smart contracts is really hard in Bitcoin. In Ethereum, one of the challenges, as I said, is the speed of transactions, which is 13. And you know, something like M-Pesa does like 10,000 transactions per second. They do really, really high. With Ethereum, there's a high cost of, which is known as the high transaction cost, basically. So it's like every time you're doing a transaction to the blockchain, you have to pay a fee. And that fee is normally very expensive. But in EOS, it's a different take on that. So in EOS, basically what you need to do is acquire the EOS tokens. Then from there on, you acquire some of the resources within a network. And the resources are RAM, you have bandwidth, and you have CPU. So with RAM, you can store data within the blockchain, and with bandwidth, it gives you like a leeway, how many transactions you can do leeway, and for CPU, it's just computation. And the good thing about that is that once you are done with everything, you can stake your tokens and you get back all your tokens. You see, in other blockchain protocols, when you use your tokens, it gets consumed. But in the EOS tokens, you just take them and then you can unstake them again, get back all your tokens. At the moment, you're a bit of a financial crisis in that there has been tax on mobile money and bank transfers. If you're doing 1,000 shillings from the bank, the transaction fee is around like 200 Kenya shillings. Before it used to be 100 shillings. So the costs are increasing. But if you are to do that on EOS, there will be 0 transaction fee. So that's one huge advantage in terms of remittance. If it will be someone from abroad and you're sending money to Africa, you have 0 transfer fee. Blockchain being a single source of truth can solve such things because like the transactions are recorded on the blockchain. The most obvious case is land, where you could digitize or put all the land records in the blockchain, and also the transaction. Let's say if I moved my land contract title deed like from me to you, put it on the blockchain and reflects increasing transparency. When we were starting out in February, we used to hold like some small trainings within one of the rooms in Moringa on EOS and how to build on EOS. And since then, we have had a really good relationship with Moringa School, and they have really helped us in terms of getting space. And the other thing also is they have a wide pool of developers, since they do trainings on developers in terms of coding skills, also UX skills. So yeah, it's also a good place where we can also source for developers and train them on EOS. And yeah, it reached global standards. Join our Telegram group, join our WhatsApp, Twitter's on Twitter. In case you're interested, we'll direct you to the relevant topics you need to prep up, also the videos. We're coming up with small videos and blogs just to keep people up to date so that they are prepared for the hackathon.